essential workers or those who belong to the A4 priority group will start receiving their COVID-19 vaccines today. Following the arrival of 1 million Sinovac doses, the government says over 10 million jabs are expected to arrive this month. The Health Department reports over 7,000 new COVID-19 cases, pushing the country's caseload to nearly 1,270,000. Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte refuses to confirm whether she'll run for president, while VP Leni Robredo may decide by September. And Prince Harry and Meghan Markle welcome a healthy baby daughter, named after the Queen and Harry's late mother. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's everything you need to know as you jumpstart your day. I'm Charles Lejano. The private sector is set to begin inoculating individuals from the A4 priority group or economic frontliners. Presidential Advisor for Entrepreneurship Joey Concepcion said over the weekend that private stakeholders will start the vaccinations today. To kick this off, a ceremonial inoculation will take place at the SM Mall of Asia in Pasay. The bulk of vaccine supply for the private sector, however, will not be available until their scheduled arrival by the third quarter. Vaccine czar Carlito Galvez Jr. clarified that the A4 vaccination will be focused on, quote, centers of gravity, and this includes Metro Manila plus 8 other provinces, as well as regions that have surges in COVID-19 infections. Around 1 million doses of Sinovac vaccines have arrived in the Philippines. Galvez and Health Secretary Francisco Duque III welcomed the arrival of the vaccines at the NAIA Terminal 3 on Sunday. This new shipment is in addition to the 5.5 million doses of Sinovac vaccines that were earlier delivered to the country. More than 10 million COVID-19 vaccine doses are expected to be delivered into the country this month. Galvez confirmed this during the arrival of additional Sinovac shots yesterday. The deliveries are composed of 5.5 doses of China's Sinovac, 100,000 of Russia's Sputnik V, and 250,000 from U.S. Moderna. That's on top of an additional 2.28 million doses of Pfizer vaccines and over 2 million jabs from AstraZeneca from the COVAX facility. And so far, over 5 million residents from the Philippines have received their vaccines nationwide. The U.S. government will send 25 million COVID-19 vaccine doses to countries across Asia, Africa, and Latin America, including the Philippines. So what made the U.S. decide to share its vaccines to other countries? Let's watch this video from Bloomberg Quick Take.
Our goal in sharing our vaccines is in service of ending the pandemic globally. Our overarching aim is to get as many safe and effective vaccines to as many people as fast as possible. It's as simple as that. We want to save lives and thwart variants that place all of us at risk. But perhaps most important, this is just the right thing to do. Thanks to the ingenuity of American scientists and the resilience and commitment of the American people, we're in a position to help others. So we will help others. And as the president has said, the United States will not use its vaccines to secure favors from other countries. Next, I want to say a little bit about how we are sharing. We've received requests from all over the world, and a number of important factors went into our decision about how to allocate these first 25 million vaccines. These factors included achieving global coverage, responding to surges and other specific urgent situations and public health needs, and helping as many countries as possible who requested vaccines. We've also decided to prioritize helping our neighbors. We made the decision to share at least 75% of these vaccines through COVAX. This will maximize the number of vaccines available equitably for all countries and will facilitate sharing with those most at risk. And we decided to share up to 25% of these vaccines for immediate needs and to help with surges around the world. We can share these 25% in a flexible way. Finally, I want to talk a little bit about where we are sharing these first 25 million doses. We're sharing them in a wide range of countries within Latin America and the Caribbean, South and Southeast Asia, and across Africa in coordination with the African Union. This includes prioritizing our neighbors here in our hemisphere, including countries like Guatemala and Colombia, Peru and Ecuador, and many others. It respects existing regional networks for vaccine sharing, like the platform of the African Union and African Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, and the Regional Public Health Agency in the Caribbean, CARPA. These networks will help decide where to allocate needed doses in regions with low vaccination rates and to those most at risk, including healthcare workers who haven't yet gotten their shots.
The health department on Sunday tallied over 7,000 new COVID-19 cases. Of the 1.2 million total caseload, some 59,000 are still considered active. The death toll currently stands at 21,800, with 166 new fatalities. On the other hand, 7,200 new recoveries were logged, pushing recoveries to over 1.18 million. Despite the uptick in COVID-19 cases in the past few days, the health department assures the public that the surge in infections remains manageable. Health Undersecretary and Treatment Czar Leopoldo Vega, however, reiterated the need for people to observe health protocols to prevent the transmission of the virus. Citing data from the DOH, the Philippine Star reports that COVID-19 cases are rising in Western Visayas, Negros Oriental, as well as in northern, western, and southern Mindanao. We'll be back with more stories after a quick break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Charles Lejano. The rumor mill for the 2022 presidential elections has begun running. But possible top contenders Sara Duterte and Leni Robredo have yet to confirm their bid for the country's highest post. Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte says nothing is definite. Speaking to News 5, the presidential daughter said she's keeping herself busy with COVID-19 and the rollout of vaccines. Meanwhile, Vice President Leni Robredo clarified that she remains open to running for president, and her spokesperson, Attorney Barry Gutierrez, said that the announcement for her 2022 plans may come as late as September, or a month before the filing of certificates of candidacy. Bayamuna Party List Representative Carlos Zarate warns the task force on anti-communist rebels that they could face graft and corruption charges. That's if they will intend to use their budget to attempt to oust members of the Makabayan bloc. In an interview with One News, Zarate insisted that the NTF-LCAC should use their 19 billion peso budget for peace talks, and not for attempts to remove them from Congress. He slammed NTF-LCAC spokesperson Lorraine Badoy for using the agency's money for junkets around the world. Zarate also called out Badoy for supposedly destroying the meaning of good governance.
This more than 5 decades armed rebellion in our country cannot be solved by junketing factotums like Badoy Partosa and hurt the likes of her, no? Going to Europe, going to America, going to Oceania.
Badoy, however, insisted that the NTF-ELCAC's claims against the Makabayan bloc stands on solid ground. She said that the task force has collected mountains of evidence to prove the Makabayan bloc's supposed direct link to the CPP, NPA, and NDF. Badoy also said she's not worried about calls to defund the task force on the grounds of red tagging.
Sila, ang Makabayan bloc, they enable the most heinous and most atrocious talaga crimes against the indigenous peoples. No? So it's him. They should be taken out of Congress.
Let's now take a look at stories from around the world. The Islamic State West African province reports that Nigeria's Abubakar Shekau, leader of the militant Islamist group Boko Haram, is dead. Based on an audio recording acquired by Reuters, Shekau died around May 18 after detonating an explosive device, and he was being pursued by rival IS members. Former U.S. President Donald Trump hints at making a comeback in his first major speech since leaving the White House in January. Speaking to Southern Republicans, Trump repeated his barbs against President Joe Biden, the Democrats' undocumented migrants, and Dr. Anthony Fauci, among others. Trump received much applause when he said, quote, "The year I very much look forward to, 2024, hinting a possible re-election bid in the next U.S. polls. And the second child to Britain's Duke and Duchess of Sussex is here. Prince Harry and his wife Meghan have named their daughter Lilibet Diana after Queen Elizabeth and Princess Diana. Their daughter was born on June 4 and weighed in at 7 pounds and 11 ounces. In a statement, the Buckingham Palace said the Queen, Harry's father, Prince Charles, and his brother and wife, Prince William and Kate, were delighted with the news. For more updates, visit News 5, the Philippine Star, and Business World online. Do visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. And you can also catch One News on Signal Play. Just register for a free account at www.signalplay.com so you can stream One News live anytime, anywhere. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I'm Charles Lejano. We're One News.